The content you're about to enjoy comes from the archives of The Best You. We're devoted to the very best in personal development, with a magazine and resources dedicated to inspiring and changing people's lives. At The Best You, we work with the world's leading writers and trainers on the evolution of the self, and people whose journeys have been affected by their work and words. For more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.
Now our next speaker is ready.
Yeah, well, let's bring her in. We met her yesterday as well. She's a multilingual. She doesn't speak Spanish, but I know she speaks French and English, and the third language is...
Money.
Oh, money. I love that language, and Crystal knew that language right away. So we had the pleasure of speaking to you, I think, on the red carpet yesterday here at the Best You at the MMI stage. And so you're going to share for us for, I think it's 45 minutes, if I'm correct, Crystal?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I guess I'll do a quick little introduction as we did before. Katia Rave is a business coach, speaker, author who speaks 3 languages. 4, actually. She speaks French, but Spanish, French, English, and money, as she said earlier. She helps small business owners to increase their income, generate leads by reaching a bigger market, and focusing on market problems to build trust, keyword trust, with their clients. Let's welcome Katia Rave.
Thanks so much, Tony.
So we're going to give you as much time as possible. So we're going to jump on about 5 minutes before you're done, before your time slot's done. And we're going to give you as much love as possible. And you're going to end our day today on the Best You EXPO MMI stage. So we're very excited to have you wrap up the show. All right. We'll see you afterwards.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Guys, you have been lied to. So you see, I attend a lot of conferences like this. I speak on many different stages to coaches, entrepreneurs, small business owners, consultants, and mainly service-based entrepreneur. And one of the most common thing that you hear speakers tell everyone these days is you should be an entrepreneur. It's easy. There's money to be made. It's going to give you total freedom. Well, that's all I hear. But here's what I discovered. Really, people who buy in that theory and, let's say, the courses that this guru sells, found out that it's not easy at all. There's no freedom in entrepreneurship. There's very little money at the beginning. And most people won't make it. So they end up frustrated, thinking that there is something wrong with them, or that there's something wrong with being an entrepreneur. And let me reassure you, there is nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur, and there's nothing wrong with you either. What's wrong is really that people never learn everything they need to know to transform themselves from who they are to the entrepreneur they need to be, to the entrepreneur they want to be. You see, it just doesn't happen just because someone's selling a course or a program, say it will. You have to learn the fundamentals of business. You need to learn the fundamental of business. You see, a lot of speakers and coaches and will tell you that you're going to make it just because you have passion or because you manifest it, or that your great idea is going to get you there, or that you're just going to have great success because your friend have told you you should do this or that for a living, or because you're so good at it. They lie to you. I know that's not what you want to do here. And it's Saturday today on top of that. I really don't like to do this speech on a Saturday because you're like, come on, Katia, Saturday you're going to bring us this kind of truth? But let me tell you, it takes so much more than that to be an entrepreneur. And excuse my bluntness, really. But what I see in the world is really a pack of lies. Because people don't tell you how hard it is before you jump into it. They don't tell you about the blood, the sweat, the tears that require, the goals that we need to have, the action we're going to have to take, the hours we're going to have to work, the soccer games we're going to miss, the meals with our family we will miss, the trips, because we have to stay home and work. You see, being an entrepreneur is easy. I said it yesterday, but being a successful entrepreneur is very much hard work. And that's the reality, right? I believe that the reason people lie to us and make us believe that it's easy, it's because they want you to spend their money on their product, their program, or whatever it is. The problem is, by underestimating how hard being an entrepreneur actually is, these people are making my industry and giving my industry a disservice, right? They do their customer, you, a disservice by making you believe that lie. I mean, for example, this morning I was scrolling on social media and I saw an ad for $29 program promising a 7-figure income. Please tell me you have seen similar ad and they're not just coming into my feed. Maybe they come to my feed because they know that I'm going to refer to them on a stage with many people. But all of those are so common because they work for their intended purpose, right? Suckering gullible, desperate people, us, right, into spending $27, $29, $49, which is really a small enough amount for anyone to forget to ask for a refund when the promised success doesn't happen. Right, they expect a certain percentage really of refund requests, but they're always far less than the number of retained sales because most people kind of just forget this ironclad guarantee. There are always plenty of people who will not only believe it, but will spend their hard-earned money on these schemes. You see, hope and desperation makes us gullible. I mean, come on, if everyone could make 7-figure with a $27, $29, $49, whatever, then we see online course, everyone would be a millionaire. We hear this all the time on social media. Success is simple. Success is easy. Losing weight is easy. I mean, come on, guys. Spend $39 a month and we're going to send you cardboard food into a cardboard box and all you have to do is eat it. Nobody can sustain that and eat blank food all the time. It's not realistic. You see, the mentality of the world right now is that easy works. I'm sorry, easy does not work. I mean, come on, think about the dominant parenting style these days, right? That says, kids, I know it's a little bit different because of COVID, but kids need constant positive reinforcement, right? They need, regardless of performance before COVID, they needed to win all the time. They needed to get a trophy just by participating. I mean, we kind of preach and sell easy versus hard. And easy versus hard has permitted the world of finances too. Let's talk about that, right? Take loans, for example. They convince you to open a credit card, new credit card, when you run out of money. Then when you run out of credit, they tell you it's okay. You can declare bankruptcy and we'll erase your date. Your debt. You see, these lies are really being told to people just like you and me, people really who at the beginning, we come into this world of entrepreneurship and we have the passion and we are ready to start our own business. A lot of time it's buying bad advice. I don't know many successful people who do not have a plan, who don't work hard every day, and who don't bang their head at some point against the wall, trying to figure out what more they can do. Why? Because this is hard work. Not complicated work, but hard work. Not easy, but it's simple. So it's simple and it's hard. So what does this have to do with how do we reach a bigger audience? It all has to do with speaking. And you're probably asking yourself, okay, I thought here I was coming to know how to reach a bigger audience, and you're telling me that I've been lied to. How does this really relate? When you see, when you buy into the belief that something hard is easy, you kind of inevitably end up frustrated because you think that there's something wrong with you. You think you failed, not the program. I mean, I failed at a huge business once, after many successful ones. And let me tell you, I took that failure personally. You see, I was the failure, not the business. I told myself this will never happen again, and I was going to make it my mission to help people to really understand what sometimes foundation to be able to capture our ideal client can do to us. So when we get frustrated, and angry because now we broke, right? We are taking ourselves as the failure. We're feeling like a victim while we eat more. So it shows up in our weight. We're looking for comfort somewhere. And what gives us comfort? Well, sometimes it's drinking and blah, 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 blah. So where does that leave us? Let me tell you, speaking right now is priceless. Right? Instead of buying those $27 program who are promising you something who's really, a huge lie, get on the stage, virtual stage, and then when we can come back after the vaccine, you'll be able to get back on the real stage.
It is said that we live in a world our questions create. And it's true. Those that have succeeded in life, those that stand out, those that have made a difference, those that are inventing, those that are exploring, pushing the boundaries of reality are based on those that have asked themselves empowering questions. In my new book, The Question, Find Your True Purpose, I help you find your true purpose, find your legacy. For more information, go to www.thequestion.co. If you're interested in working with me, contributing, speaking at any of our many events, partnering, or licensing The Best You, for more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.
Go online, go on Clubhouse, go and do live. Speaking is amazing. You see, to have a talk that convert versus a beautiful speech is so important. And what does that mean? I always say there is a certain anatomy into crafting a talk. You have to have some fundamentals first, right? People have come to believe that they don't need fundamentals anymore. Then they can be successful. And they're like, oh, really? I don't have to have fundamentals. Of course you do. Everything has fundamental. We talked about that yesterday. Every sport, every field of study, come on, we're in the middle of football. And can you imagine these guys not going back to their foundation? No, the fundamental are the foundation upon which everything rests. There is a difference between a beautiful speech that converts and a speech that was just beautiful. So why are you on there? We talked about this yesterday, right? Speaking is not about your ego. So what is the anatomy to be able to reach to a bigger audience? First, you need to have a hook. When you open, you need to have something who's going to grab their attention. If you go back and try to remember what I started with, I was like, you've been lied to. Come on. I know I grabbed your attention with that, right? You need to have a hook. You need to have something where if by any chance people are not on video, then they'll come on. Or if by any chance they're doing this with their phone, then you can be sure then they're going to put it down. You have to command the attention. So having a hook at the beginning to say, like, you've been lied to, or giving them a date. February 19, 1993. I had just landed in America. This is another hook. I gave you a date. You didn't know what it was. And then I told you I just landed in this dream country. Now you want to know because you want to know the story, right? That's the number one. The second thing is you need to be clear on who you serve and what pain point do you fix. When you connect with your ideal client, when you find out what they need from you, that's the specific problem in their life that they need you to fix, and the pain that the problem causes them, then you can customize a solution for them. Now you have a business. I'm going to let you in on the secret. Not everybody who has a heartbeat is your customer. The problem is what we think is what we have to offer would be good for everybody. And yes, that's so true. It certainly could be, but not everybody is going to buy it. You see, you must determine who's your product for and most importantly, who is it not for? So who are your clients? Where are they? How do you find them? I mean, how do you know who your clients are? I mean, understanding that we can choose to connect and embrace fully with all our heart, body, and soul someone can actually be really, really euphoric. You see, when there's that little part, then I feel like we are disconnected with. Being in business is about helping people and making money doing it. So it would help if you are connected fully to your ideal client. And it takes work for that to happen, as well as research and understanding everything about that person. And that includes things like, where do they live? Are they in the suburb? Are they in the city? Where do they shop? Walmart, Target, Nordstrom? Where do they eat? Local farm-to-table restaurant or well-known chain? Where do they vacation? Do they like to go in international trip or do they stay nationally? Of course, right now we are a little caught up with that, but you really have to kind of settle with that. And I can tell you, I don't care how broke I am. If I speak to the wrong person, allow them to hire me for something that is not my specialty, I really will end up wasting my time, wasting too much time with them, and it will cost me the right client. The end result will be a sad situation for both of us, right? Both of you and the client and you as a hire will end up frustrated and neither will be served well. Why would you want to do that? You see, clients select you based on your messaging, based on the value that you add to their life, the value that you add to their business, and your marketing. Then you're going to ask me, marketing, there is different stages of what you can do for marketing. But I can tell you, I am an open book. If you guys want to connect with me on my social media, on my regular friend on Facebook, you can do that at Katia Rave. And I love that. You see, in my marketing, I associate who I am with who I am in my business. It's very important for me in the morning. Then if I take a selfie of me and my coffee and my Bible, having my quiet time, it's very important for me to share that with my client. They know what are my core values. They know that I really value my relationship with my husband. We have date night every Wednesday night, no matter what. Those kind of things is your personality through marketing. That's important. You have to be always surveying this client. I survey all the time. I survey people on my regular Facebook. I survey my client. I survey people that I see who would be, before I put a program out there, I'm like, what are some of the problems that they have? Then I believe I could have the solution. You see, sometimes what your client think they're buying is not always what you're giving them. Why? Your client wants in some way really to understand that if they pay for something, they're going to get it. And a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we fall short. Third thing, what is your value proposition? What is your message? I mean, you want to say the right thing to client so they hear you. You want to have a concise message. That's why you will be able to explain what you do in front of the right person. You won't be bumbling them and having them walk away from you. You really want to know what to say. When you have this, I assure you, it will help you develop a talk. That way, when you stand in front of the right person, you will command that attention. They will look at you as an expert. Why? Because you come out so confident. You know exactly what you give. You know the value. You know what you teach. And it totally helps you. 4, connect with your audience. Be relevant. Be fun. And remember, it's not always about you. You see, connecting doesn't mean that everybody will like you, right? Did you know that 50% of an audience, when you go anywhere, already will have an impression before you open your mouth? So imagine when some hear my accent. You see, we have a tendency to focus on us versus the audience. I'm going to share something behind the scene with you. You saw that I just had a drink. I could have felt really subconscious about that. I don't care. I needed to take a sip of water to be able to continue to have the energy into my voice to not choke. That way I can give to you. Did I care how I was going to look taking a sip? No, not at all. Why? Because I'm not here. It's not about me, right? We have such a tendency to focus on pleasing, on pleasing us. We worry about our hair. We worry that I actually cannot see me speaking right now, right? I remove that. That's why I'm not tempted to look like, it's all of this direction. Am my hair okay? Am my lipstick? Is my background moving? I absolutely remove every single thing who can come between you in the audience watching me and me. When I speak in a speech, I want to be so clear about my point of view that what I say only will attract my ideal client. I mean, you guys already know just by my presentation, then I probably don't let a client fall through the crack, right? You see, then I'm very focused on results, on numbers, and I do expect success out of my client. Half of this room listening to me right now is like, oh my gosh, I love her. I want to talk more with her. This is the person I need. She's going to keep me accountable. She's going to make me have results. She's very driven. That's who I attract. I attract very driven people who want results. The other half of the room is, oh my gosh, I can't stand her. And that's okay in a speech. Guys, you want this in a speech. You want to provoke an emotion. And let me tell you, any emotion is fine. Because emotion equal, I'm going to remember her. So let me tell you something then you may be not going to like it. But it's never about you as an entrepreneur. It's not about you. I'm going to go a little bit further. People don't care about you. People don't care about me. You guys don't care about me. You guys really don't care who I am, what I did right before, what I'm going to do right after. You care about what I'm going to give you. And that is such an important part. You see, when we are giving, when we are out there, we have a tendency as speakers to make it about us, right? Oh, I want the audience to see how great I am. I want the audience to see that I am so fantastic, then I am so good, then I know my stuff, then I'm going to give and give and give, and I'm going to put so much teaching into there, then they actually stop listening to us. It happens all the time. It's not about me or what you think of me. It's about what are you going to take home from me. And that's what's important.
To find out about my latest projects, get a free coaching lesson, or download my book, go to www.bernardo-moya.com. The last thing that I want to bring, who's so important to reach a bigger audience when we are on stage about speaking, it's what's your call to action? You see, guys, your call to action is everything in a speech. Your call to action is everything in a book. Your call to action is everything in a webinar. Your call to action is everything when you talk with a client. Every time you have a sales conversation, a call to action should be everywhere as an entrepreneur. For some reason, on stage, a lot of people forget about it. How do they forget about it? They don't make it an important part. They make it about giving you more teaching and more teaching and more teaching. They don't pay attention to their time. So what happens? They get cut off and they can't have a call to action. The only part
who's going to make you want to take me home with you is for me to have a call to action. That way, maybe if you feel like we're connected, you're going to download my freebie. You're going to download my ebook. You're going to download my free whatever I decide to give. Does that make sense? You, as a call to action, you want to let the audience leave with something. So what is your call to action? What do you want? And when you build your talk, when you build that anatomy, this is where you start. What do I want them to live with? What is my call to action? And then you work backward. You build your talk. You have your whiplash hook, your hook, right? You know who's your avatar. You know what pinpoint you fix. You know then you can appeal to the audience. And then you have, your message. And then you have your call to action. So what do you want the audience to leave with? And what action do you want them to have? For me, for example, today, since we are into a segue of doing that, I am offering you a freebie, right? We're all talking about call to action, which, that's what it's all about, right? The call to action is for you guys to take me home. So what do I need you to do? What do I want you to do? I want you to go to speakingoffersecrets.com, speakingoffersecrets.com, and download 15 pages. 15 pages where you will be able to see all of the things that you need to do before you talk, how to reach the big audience, what to do as a CTA. And guys, when you do a call to action as a speaker, don't think your audience are fools. Don't just give them a little something. Be generous. We're here to serve. We're here to give. And in all of these call to action, we can really see that, right? Not too long ago, I'm going to tell a true story. Not too long ago, I went into an audience and I loved the speaker. And the call to action, I gave my email address, I gave my phone number, I gave so much of my information, my address, like they wanted everything. I was expecting a pretty hefty package, right? And I had a 3/4 of a page who really was not filled with information. You have to give freely. It's going back and forth, right? You give and you'll get back. I promise you. Give generously. It's hard enough to be an entrepreneur right now. Build this kind of relationship, build the trust with the people. You really want to appeal with your call to action. And the last part, but not least, you want to have what I call something very nice at the end. Meaning like whether people grab your freebie, whether they download it or not, you want to leave them with something. A quote or telling them, whatever, just give them some inspiration. Don't get hung up on how many downloads did I get or oh my gosh, my assistant just texted me and nobody downloaded, and give them with something. So to recap, whether you are building a speech to reach a bigger audience, writing a book, having Facebook Lives, these are the steps that you should have. You need to identify your ideal client. What pinpoint do you fix? You need to have a website hook, huge hook at the beginning. You need to understand that it's not about you. You need to connect with your audience. You need to be relevant. And you need to have a call to action. And guys, this is where I'm going to wrap it up and leave you. I know it's Saturday night and you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, I am so exhausted from all of these speakers. But whether you downloaded my freebie or not, I would love for you to understand then, don't make this presentation just being another presentation. Don't let me be just another speaker who came at the Best You EXPO, and you get to post on Facebook afterwards saying, oh, this was really cool, but you don't get anything out of this. You see, guys, all these speakers who come and who really take the time to invest their time, invest their energy, invest their money into all of these conferences, they take the time to bring you opt-ins, to bring you freebie, free call to action. Take them up on it. They work really hard to bring you all of that stuff. So don't let this presentation just be like, oh my gosh, the light bulb went off when this person talked or this person talked. Take them home with you. And then go ahead and make sure, then put a plan, implement all of what these people have told you to do, right? Because you see, having goals without having actions won't give you success. So my freebie, again, I don't know if it ran through. I was not looking at the screen, at myself. So if you want to, you can go to speakingoffersecrets.com, speakingoffersecrets.com, and I would be very happy to give you my freebie. And you will have about 15 pages of really hard work where you will understand how to prepare a freebie, to do market research, how to reach a bigger audience in your business. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And Tony, you are on mute.
Because I want the shirt. Aren't you making me a shirt? Katia, it was such a pleasure to see you 2 days in a row. Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Are you speaking anymore?
I am not speaking tomorrow. No, I am finished. I am done.
Crystal, let's give her a big round of applause. She wrapped up our second stage, our second day so well today, and very honored to see you. So you, as we're running below on the little ticker there, your offer, so speakingoffersecrets.com, make sure you guys check that out. As she said, there's so many offers on this stage. You guys definitely need to take advantage of it. Every offer I've given away, they've already eaten up. So we're going to do it again tomorrow as far as what I'm offering. And I know Crystal's offering some wonderful stuff too. But Crystal, did you want to say goodbye to Katia and then we'll wrap up the night?
I didn't want to say goodbye yet. I wanted to thank her for all of her tidbits. And the thing is like you spoke right to the audience. And that's what I liked, not where people are just up here, I guess probably the word is pontificating. It's like, you really just spoke to people and you challenged people to think about, what their actions are. And so I really, really appreciated not just the style of what you did, but the actual content.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for having me, guys.
I love it. Could you do this same topic in French?
Yes, probably. I was in Rome, Italy as the keynote speaker in February. And it was interesting because someone asked me the same thing. And I was like, oh, I don't think so. So I actually run it after just to see, because sometimes, the audience is different. So you have to, again, when you give speeches, you have to know who's in your audience. First of all, I never dress the same way for a European and an American crowd. There's many things that go into, understanding the audience. And there's some things who's not as prominent for them, then I probably wouldn't add and withdraw from the speech.
So what about your third language? Money translates all languages, no?
That's right. And as a business coach, that's what I say. And in this country, a lot of time, people have a hard time talking about money. And I want them to know that, it's first and foremost, and it's a part of my job. And this is really, I love talking about money. We are entrepreneurs to make money.
I love it. Michael Beckwith from Agape shared with me also the secret. He shared with me, I said, I'm having issues with money. And he said, right there's your issue. And I said, what do you mean? He says, you think about the money being for you. The money goes through you. It's currency. That's why it's called currency. And you're to let it go through you so that you can actually build the platform that the money's used for to empower other people. It's not yours to keep. Don't keep your money. Spend your money. Right?
That's right. It's not positive or negative. It's what you do with it who makes it positive or negative.
And so I tripled my income just on that topic with him, because all of a sudden it wasn't about me. It didn't matter what I felt about myself. It was to do good for others. And all of a sudden, man, money just started showing up. So I'm a testimonial that works, just to change your mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're going to say goodbye for day 2 here. And then Chris and I are going to wrap up with a little wrap up of the last 2 days and what tomorrow is going to bring us. So we want to say bye to Katia. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for having me. It was wonderful meeting you.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.
For more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.